going on, YouTube? I'm finna try this again for I don't know how many times, but my name is Keelan. I'm with Forehand Defense, and I am trying to start a YouTube channel. This channel will be geared towards the firearms community, the 2A community. I have been a part of that community for a few years now, and I just wanted to start a channel to kind of share some of my experiences and, you know, things that I've learned over the years. I'm still a student, though. I'm learning every day. And yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit of, you know, my experience with you guys on YouTube. For my first video, I guess we can jump right into it. I wanted to talk about what I have here. And this is one of my 14.5-inch AR-15 rifles. I just wanted to, you know, kind of go over the rifle a little bit, you know, how I have it set up, the reason I have it set up the way that I do, and, you know, some of the plans that I have for this rifle. So, you know, without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. From tip to butt fashion, I am running a Surefire Warden on the end of it. Now, the Warden is serving two purposes right now. The first purpose is simply a placeholder. I plan on getting a Surefire can, a RC2. And right now, this Warden is basically just keeping the seat warm. And the second reason for the Warden is because I like to run my light as close to the end, as far forward as I can get it, you know. And as you can see, it's damn near flush with the muzzle device. Speaking of muzzle device, I'm running a Surefire War Comp. It is pinned and welded to the 14.5-inch barrel, bringing it to, you know, legal limit. So I'm a right-hand shooter, and I have it set up, you know, for that. And with the ports and stuff, you know, being directed right towards the light, I just didn't want to abuse it unnecessarily. So, you know, I figured, you know, throw a Warden on there to kind of protect your light. And so that is the reason that I have the Warden in place. Like I stated, this is a 14.5-inch barrel. It is a cold hammer forged chrome line barrel made by FN. I really like this barrel. It is a rock solid barrel. As a matter of fact, it's my second cold hammer forged chrome line barrel from FN. I have one of these barrels in my other 14.5-inch build. So I really like it. I trust it, and yeah, it's done right by me. Also pinned to this barrel, I know you can't see it, but I am running a Geisley gas block. Geisley calls it their super gas block. It is, like I said, pinned to the barrel. They say it's bomb proof, you know. Okay, if you say it is, you know what I mean, but that's what I have on here right now. And, you know, so far so good. This is a Geisley Mark 8, 13.5-inch. They call it the super modular rail. It is a very solid, robust rail. I really like it. Has a full pick rail across the top. And we got M-lock on the 3, 6, and the 9 o'clock positions. But not only that, you know, I guess, you know, got M-lock here in the cut as well. I guess you would call this maybe the 1030 and 130, I don't know. But yeah, this is a Geisley Mark 8 13.5-inch rail. Another thing I like about this rail, man, it kind of gives you quad rail vibes to it, you know, the way it's cut, and, you know, the way it's, you know, you see how it kind of like bulges out. Most M-lock rails tend to taper off and round out in this area, but this particular rail, it kind of like bulges out, almost, you know, like quad rail style, which, you know, feels real solid, like you got a real good grip on this weapon system when you're holding it, man. So, you know, shout out to Geisley for that too. My front sight. I believe in a fixed front sight. That's just, you know, what I like running on my rifles. All of my rifles have a fixed front sight, and for this particular one, I am running the what is this called? This is called the peak sight from ScalarWorks. Real nice, you know, real, you know, I guess aesthetically pleasing front sight. I have different front sights on some of my other builds. You know, I got a few Daniel Defense sights, but what I like the most about the one from ScalarWorks is how flush it is to the rail. I really like that. You know, my other front sights tend to sit back a little bit, which is not a problem, but you know, this ScalarWorks gets real flush up on the rail, and I like that. All right, moving back on the rail, I am running a Surefire Scout. This is the M640 dual fuel turbo. Real solid light. This is the one with the high candela and, you know, pretty decent lumens, but they really focused on the candela when they put out their turbo series, and you know, they didn't disappoint with this one. They pushed the candela out there, man. This is a real tight beam, and you know, so far so good. Activating the Surefire, I am running a Unity Tactical accent button. So far so good, man. Not a whole lot of complaints when it comes to this, man. I kind of question it a little bit because it's not only is it polymer, you know what I mean, and Unity calls it their high impact polymer, but it's a two-piece system. It's the actual button itself, and it sits inside of this little chassis, which mounts onto the rail. You know what I mean? So far so good, man. You know, I don't think, you know, anything is going to happen to it, but you know, I know Unity makes the hot buttons. Usually, I think those are aluminum housed buttons. So, you know, they might be a little bit more durable than this polymer, but you know, again, so far so good. I haven't had any problems with it. But as a backup and for redundancy purposes, I did decide to go with the Surefire DS00 tail cap, which has a backup activation switch for your light, just in case, you know, things go south with your normal switches. But yeah, that's what I got on the front end of the rail. Moving back, I am running, for handguards, I'm running the rail scale handguards. I got one on each side, and these are the Matrix. Real aggressive grip texture on this thing, man. You know what I mean? If when you got it in your hand, you got to be kind of careful, because if you grip down too tight, you know what I mean, you might scratch yourself or cut yourself. But yeah, I mean, I like it so far, man. They call it their G10 grips, and yeah, pretty solid. On the bottom side, I'm running a single Magpul rail cover. Fairly decent grip texture, but left this little gap right in here because I tend to grip my rifles using a C-clamp grip, and that little gap just kind of leaves a little bit of shelf, if you will, for you know, one of my fingers, and it helps kind of like give me a little bit more surface area to pull the rifle back into my shoulder. And for the vertical grip, I am running a Strike Industries vertical grip, and it is chopped down. I used to run BCM vertical grips, and I still have a BCM vertical grip on one of my other rifles, but I was thinking about chopping the BCM grip down, because you know, you're starting to see a lot of that around the industry, the 2A community nowadays. And it's simply, in my opinion, I think the reason for it is just, you know, grips can be, you know, kind of long, and you know, you really don't need all of that. And I know, you know, my reasoning for wanting to chop it down, because, you know, I just really didn't need all of that. And with the Strike Industries grip, you know, it gives me just enough purchase. I don't need to to chop anything down. You know, it's kind of perfect. So, you know, shout out to Strike Industries for making it. And they also got these little cable wire management little system set up in place. I don't have any wires to put in there, but you know, I think that's kind of cool, kind of neat the way they did that. So, you know, again, shout out to Strike Industries. Moving back, I just got a simple QD attachment for, you know, for your sling. I think I got this from Magpul. I believe it is a Magpul QD sling attachment. You know, nothing special, but you know, it is what it is. Let's see, moving back, I am running the EOTech. This is the EXPS2. I'm running the EXPS2 because I have no need to run the EXPS3. I don't have night vision. Anything that is has anything to do with night vision right now. So, you know, I didn't have a need for it. Sitting under the EOTech, I am running the Unity Tactical Riser, or Unity Tactical Riser. Couple of reasons for me running the Unity Riser, man. Of course, you know, the main reason is, you know, the heads up shooting that it allows you to have. You know, before I used to have to, when I had this optic running connected directly to my rail, you know, I had to dip down, and, you know, man, just the posture that I had to put my neck into, it just, you know, it wasn't, I don't want to say just uncomfortable because I shot that way for years, but just being able to keep a more heads up shooting stance feels a whole lot better. So that's one of the reasons why I run the Unity Tactical Riser, man. Moving back for my rear sight, I am running just a Magpul Pro pop-up sight. Cool sight, man. And it's another reason why I decided to go with the riser, man. You know, when I'm looking through my optic, it's clean, it's clear. All I see is my target and my holographic sight that I put over the target. Before the riser, man, you know, I had a whole lot going on. And I used to run a fixed rear sight. So I would have a fixed rear sight, would have to look through my optic, see my target, you know, see my holographic sight. Then, you know, I would have to see the front sight and all of that stuff. It was just real busy, you know, and I don't really think they intended for all of that to be going on. You know, some people can train their way around that. But I just chose not to, you know, because if you think about it, man, you know, when you're looking through your sight, your eyes send information back to your brain. So the first thing my eye is going to see was that rear sight. So my eye would send that information back, you know, to my brain, and my brain would say, oh, that's just a rear sight. Ignore that. Look through the optic. And as it would, you know, look through, I would see my target, and, you know, would see my holographic image, and I would, you know, superimpose that over the target. But, you know, I would also pick up, you know, my activation switch and my front sight, you know, and, you know, again, my brain would just have to relay information back to my eyes to just, you know, look past that. And I know it sounds crazy, but, you know, that's, if I can avoid just having to think about any of that, that's cool. And this riser allows me to, you know, pretty much get rid of all of that and just see and focus on nothing but my target and my holographic sight. Now, if the optic were to ever to go down, it is sitting on top of a quick detach. I can pop this joker off and get it out the way, deploy my rear sight, and, you know, there we go. Line my rear sight up with my front sight, and we rocking and rolling. But this is the EOTech, pretty solid system. I pray that I never have to deploy my iron sights. But, oh, I got some stuff going on. Give me 1 second. Yeah, we still rolling. I pray that I never have to use that. Moving on, moving back, I am running the Radian. I'm running a Radian charging handle. This is the SD. Again, I'm running the SD because I plan on running this gun suppressed eventually. And, you know, the SD charging handle, the one with the gas mitigating ports on it, is the one that I decided to roll with. Let's see. Moving on down, I'm running a Magpul bad lever. I know a lot of people don't really rock with the bad leather nowadays, but you know, I've been running them for years and haven't had any problems with them. So, you know, if it's something that you feel like is going to cause you a problem or has caused you a problem, then yeah, you know, don't run it, you know, do something else. But, you know, if your training has allowed you to still use this piece of equipment and it benefits you, then hey, roll what you know, man. You know, that's what I do. I try to set my stuff up to work for me, not for the next person, because, you know, the next person says something ain't working and for them and it's working for me. That don't mean I'm gonna change, you know, the way I do things. What you eat don't make me shit. So, you know, we just gonna keep pushing. I ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time on that. But anyway, yeah, man, bad lever. This is a Geisley. Which one is this? This is the SDC, Super Dynamic Combat Trigger. Very smooth trigger, very, very smooth. It's a 2-stage trigger. Supposed to have a 2.5 pound first stage and a 2 pound second stage, you know. And I know some people don't like the 2-stage triggers because, you know, it tends to slow them down. And again, do what works for you. It doesn't bother me. I still, you know, think I can shoot fairly fast. I'm not, you know, John Wick fast or no shit like that. But, you know, I think I'm pretty quick on the trigger. And, you know, if I need to just sweep past that first stage and get right into the wall to break my shot, I feel confident enough to do that. You know what I mean? So that's what I got in here right now. I'm trying to, you know, speed it up a little bit because I don't want this video to be too long. I'm running a Radian Talon safety selector. Love them. Got them in all of my AR-15s. I have 4 AR-15s and I got a Radian Talon selector in all 4 of them. That's just, you know, that's what I like. Moving on. Everything else on this thing is pretty much mil-spec. The forward assist and the mag release is also mil-spec. I think I already showed that this weapon was clear, but just in case. The only thing I did to this mag release was I put a little bit of texturing on that. Man, that was just me just messing around, just doing something, man. On my EDC, I run some what do you call these damn things? I run Talon grips. And Talon sells these, you know, not only do they just sell the grips, but they sell these little, I guess, I don't even know what you call them, but just extra small little pieces that you can, you know, add to kind of like, I don't know, but, you know, just extra small little pieces. A lot of people as reference points, I guess. You know, you can use it as a reference point for finger placement and what have you. And yeah, this is, well, I took one of those and put it on the, on my safety selector, not my safety selector, but on my mag release, just to give me a little bit of added texture, man. You know, it's cool. Magazines, it's just a Lancer magazine, man. I run Lancers, I run P-Mags. Those are pretty much the only 2 magazines that I run. Moving down, I'm running a BCM gunfighter grip. This is my go-to grip. I love it. I know a lot of people, you know, you like what you like. A lot of people are running the B5 Systems grip. A lot of people are running the Magpul K2s and the K2 Pluses. And I'm sure those are some pretty good grips, but, you know, I found something that works for me and I run it. I run it on all 4 of my rifles. Moving along, inside here, I am running a Geisley Super 42 buffer and spring system. It's the braided spring, and it's an H2 buffer. And again, the reason I run it is because of the plans that I have for this rifle. I plan on running this thing suppressed eventually, so that's why I have that set up. Basic mil-spec castle nut. I'm running a BCM end plate, quick detachment. And I run that because sometimes, you know, I tend to run my sling here and here. Speaking of sling attachment points, this rail also has a couple of steel sling attachments, which, you know, I think are pretty cool. At least they look nice, but the only issue I have with them is, especially because of, you know, where they're located, they aren't anti-rotation. And so that's why I don't use it. So that's why I went ahead and put the the Magpul anti-rotation sling attachment in there. And yeah, those are my sling attachment points. I like to run them here. Sometimes I run it on the end plate. Sometimes I run it on the buttstock. And you know, which brings us right into the buttstock. Again, I found what works for me, and I put them on all my rifles. I like the Magpul SL stocks. Now this one is the SLS, the one with the wider cheek well. But you know, my other AR-15s have just the regular SLs. This is the one with the storage department. I tend to keep 2 backup batteries, 2 Surefire CR123s in here, and 1 Energizer or Energizer CR123 for my EOTech. All of them, I tend to put I like to put the Magpul enhanced butt pads on them. They come with the, you know, the thin butt pad, but I like the Magpul enhanced ones because when I go to shoulder my rifle, it seems like I always hit. You know, I very rarely miss with this. It's always, even if I do miss, I feel like it's good enough. It's in the right spot. So yeah, man. And I think that's pretty much it. You know, as I get better with doing videos, I should be able to trim this thing down and not ramble as much. But I hope I got everything, man. But yeah, this is my 14.5 inch setup. And you know, speaking of plans, I left this little gap here because I want to eventually throw a magnifier on here. Right now I'm looking at the Unity Omni flip to center, and probably a G45 magnifier to go with it. I'm just still doing my homework on that because, again, I want something that's, when I am not using the magnifier and I have it, you know, flipped down into stow mode, I don't want that interfering with my line of sight. So I'm doing my homework on that and just making sure that that is the right setup, you know, what I'm going for. I definitely don't want to go to the flip to side because, you know, as you can tell, I try to keep everything as streamlined as possible with this build, and I just didn't want anything bulky, just, you know, hanging over here to the side. And not only that, but, you know, kind of blocking my peripheral vision. So yeah, man, that's it. Again, I apologize if I tended to ramble during this video, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure I got everything covered, man. This is my 11.5 build, man. If you like this video, please be sure to you know, hit the thumbs up button. Leave comments if you feel like it. You know, all comments are welcome. All criticism is that's welcome too, as long as it's, you know, constructive criticism. I ain't really on here trying to hit nobody doing all that negative talk, because, you know, we're trying to keep everything positive here. It's enough negative stuff going around nowadays without us just, you know, adding to that. So yeah, feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you want to, if you look forward to seeing what I got stored for the next video. And yeah, man, I look forward to doing more videos like this. You know, maybe I'll get me some cool intros and all that good stuff. But, you know, for now, just raw and uncut, man. So y'all stay safe out there, man, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.